So how you all doing? This is NKD SMARTVIEW. So right about today we'll be going on now to a live gameplay on the system using what the options of high, low. So high, low, or 2.00 as you know. Now we have what on screen, what I call the classical what? Momentum. So what will happen is the fact that from here on we're going to start gameplays on high. So from ID 74 we'll start gameplays on high and we'll play 10 to 15 draws. In fact, we are at what? A lagging signal. What this means is the fact that we are at the very early stage of this signal. So what is going to happen is the fact that high is going to do exceedingly well. Now to make analysis on this system, I make use of what? 24 hours for what? Between high and low, what option will be played, or if there is no available option at that stage, we leave. The second is the 100 draws, whereby I go in for confirmation. Let's say at this stage now I've chosen high on 24 hours. I go over to 100 draws to also still confirm the position of high, so I know if high is eligible. If I check those two parameters, the next thing I want to do is to go over to the 100 draws, and in the 100 draws I will check when to start staking. Like I stated now, from ID 74 we start staking on high. We can stop this gameplay at ID 83, which is a total of 10 gameplays, or ID 88, which is a total of 15 gameplays. But as I told you, this is a what? Is a lagging signal, which means we are at the very earliest point we can ever be. That is because we have what? On the 100 draws, we have what we call what? Momentum, we have slack, we have what? Balance, and what? Rebalance. So what is going to happen in the next few minutes is that we are going to go through the process of slack, balance, and rebalance, and this is going to favor the option of high. Do you understand me? We have seen momentum already. This is our momentum here, because already we've checked out the 24 hours and 100 draws. It points towards what? The color high. So we've seen momentum here from low. Now we're going into slack. This is slack here. This is high dominating. The next thing we start seeing is high, low, high, low, high, low. Check the last videos I did about BET9JA. We went into slack, and for 10 draws, according to that video I made, we were doing high, low, high, low, high, low consecutively. There was no other option. Just after one low was one high, after one high was one low consecutively. So as I stated, this is a lagging signal. We are at the earliest phase. Get ready for so much on highs. Highs will first of all go into a period of slack. It will slack out this low. Once it slacks out the low, it will dominate. You do not call that second dominance what? A period of what? Dominance. It's much more what? I call it the slack. This is the dominance here, and this is the slack. Following the slack is the balance and rebalance. So the balance and rebalance, we should start seeing it shortly, where high will win, low will win, high will win. High can win 2 times, low will win. You understand? That is the period of slack. So let's get on now. As we can see here, we've gotten all on what? Highs. So as I told you, this was what? Momentum here, dominance. This is what? The period of slack. It is slacking out this that was dominant. So imagine a case scenario whereby you are playing lows, lows, lows. Look at this. You've lost this, you've lost this, you've lost this, you've lost 5 out of 5. So understanding the system of BET9JA is beyond just taking. That's what I've told you guys. Statistics is key. Once you learn statistics, you know how to apply it with your 24 hours, your 100 draws, and your last 10 draws. Important. This is where you know if you are making entry or not, and know when to enter and when to stop. This actually plays a picture. You see this thing on screen? It's much more of a picture. It's not just statistics, it's not just colors. It is telling you a story. Do you understand me? So following up with that, now we've had ourselves what? Quite a decent gameplay, and before you know, we'll be going into slack. And slack is okay, I mean balance, rebalance. Balance, rebalance is when you have low, you have high, you have low, you have high. You just see them on screen. You can see 5 highs and 5 lows. Not now, not this. I mean a high, a low, a high, a low. Balanced like that. Balance, rebalance. So that's what I'm talking about. So we've gotten our first low here now. So after 5 consecutive highs, which is this period of slack, we've gotten a low. We could see a high, a low, or see a low, a high, continuous like that. But between this ID 78, where this low appeared, to ID 87, which is 10 draws, you should see something much more balanced. 6 high and what? Like 4 low, or 5 high, 5 low. So something like that. So that's what we call the balance of balance. So first of all, we had what? Slack here. We momentum here, rather, dominance. Now we have slack. Now we're going balance, rebalance. So high to low, low to high, high to low, just like that. So we've gotten ourselves what? 2 lows, as I stated. Now watching for the high. As I told you, in the period of what? Balance, rebalance, you could get this like these 2 lows. But dominance always falls backwards to the option that is much more dominant. So let's get on now for this. We have ourselves 5 highs in succession after what? 5 lows. So this was the momentum, this was the slack, and we're going for a continuation in the system. So we have ourselves now a high right about here. So we can go in for what? A low, a high, a low, a high. But as I told you, this is ID 78, where what the system changed into what? The balance and rebalance. What this is actually telling us is the fact that from this 78 to 87, I will say it again, you should expect 5 of each option, or it will favor high by giving 6 on high, 4 on low. So we started this gameplay at what? ID 74 here, right? ID 74, and from 74 to 80 is a total of what? 7 gameplays. We have 5 in the favor of high and what? 2 in favor of low. So that's just it. Let's get on now. So we have another low here. So the balance rebalance is in what? Is in succession. Balance, rebalance, balance, continuation like that. Just low, high, low, high. So we started at ID what? 74. This is ID 78, whereby we start looking in for another gameplay to ID 87. So from ID 74 to ID 87 is a total of around 14 gameplays, right? Yeah, so a total of 14 gameplays. So 2 things we would see in that period is what? This period of slack, then followed by the balance, rebalance. So you would see a live system of what I'm saying. Is not just speaking it, you will see it in action. So balance, rebalance, balance, rebalance, and we get on for that. So this is it right here. So this is another balance. So you do get me. Low to high, high to low, low to high, high to low, from now to ID 87. So 5 more draws and you will see what I'm talking about. As I told you, you should get yourself in for like 5/5, there about 6/4 into the system. Not a situation whereby you look at this now. Look at what happened here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 8, 9, 10, 10. You had high 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 out of 10. In a system of what? Equilibrium, the balance, rebalance, you should not see anything beyond 6/4. Nothing like 7/3 or 8/2, 9/1. No, that only happens when you have momentum. So leaving a momentum, you will get something like a 6/4 thereabout, which is actually always in favor of your what? Current color. So of your current option, I mean. So this is it, high right here. So we have from ID 78 2 lows, 2 highs, a high and a low. So it's balanced on 3/3. 4 more gameplays now to go, which is ID 87. Then we know how far we've went. So a few minutes now, this system will be done. We started from ID 84, ID 74 rather, and we got ourselves 4 out of 4. We've gotten ourselves 7 out of 10 so far. So 7 out of 10 by ID 83. By ID 87, let's see how many we are going on, because that's a total of 14 draws. Let's see if we make ourselves 10 or 11 out of 14. Okay. Majorly, let's go. So we have ourselves now another high. So we are done with the phase of what? Balance, rebalance. So balance, rebalance, balance, rebalance. We have now gone back into dominance. So that's it. Dominance, slack, balance, rebalance, dominance, slack. Then there's another option too I've always talked about. That's the change in price in delivery. The change in delivery is also one. You just see what? Lows dominate, highs dominate, lows dominate. Again, that's change in delivery. So it's always a point of confirmation. You could always have your change in delivery. And also your statistics tells you that if there's possibility for a change in delivery, or you are having a dominance and a statistics setup that can only encourage a balance, rebalance, rather than a change in delivery. You understand what I'm saying? So let's get on now to that. So as of ID 84, we have 11 draws. We have ourselves 8 out of 11 in favor of what? high. So 8 out of 11 by ID 84. ID 85, we got ourselves another low. So 2 more gameplays now, then we see how far we've actually gone. So 12, we have ourselves that is 10, 8 out of 12, right? 8 out of 12 so far. So it's a decent one. Looking at the fact that when you're going on high-low with 2 odds, even if you do not make a martingale stake, once you have more than 50% wins, you are already in profit. But with a martingale, you have what? More than 50% profit, you are already on good profit. You understand? So 6 out of 7 will give you 40 to 45% of your stake in. So let's say you used 11,000 or 10,005. 6 out of 7 will be giving you like 4,005 to 5,005, depending on how frequently or how your losses came. If they came in a streak of 2 or they came in streaks of 1 for the period of, let's say, 10 gameplays. So we're using 10 gameplays as what? The standard there. So imagine going in with 10,005 for 10 gameplays and you had not a single time that 2 gameplays lost in a row. You'll find out that you get yourself 40 to 45 to 55%, I believe, of your total. Why if you win up to 7, you get yourself around 45 to 55% of your staking capital. So you get what I'm saying.